Hi there, and welcome to the latest update from We Are Famous EFC. It is the full season review as me and John take a deep dive as we go into what arguably has been a bad season and a good season. Starting with Everton manager Sean Dyche. He done very bad before the sacking of Sean
Yeah,
Dyche. Then the Friedkin group came in. What do you make under Sean Dyche this season before we move into the players?
I reckon it was a very, very awful, terrible start for Sean Dyche.
Yeah, totally agree. Why?
I just think he could have done better, but his standing weren't at the best. I think that's what it was. He had so much on his head. I think he didn't focus well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you rate Sean Dyche's season at Everton? I rated 0.0, but rating it from
Same.
0
Yeah,
to 10.
he
What do
hasn't
you
done
rate it?
anything. Very bad.
So what are you going to rate it?
I'm gonna be really cheeky. I'm gonna do a 1.
Okay. Yeah, so during that bad spell under Sean Dyche as well,
Yeah.
right? Jordan Pickford, for me, has had an incredible season. Arguably the best again. Season after season, Jordan Pickford has kept Everton up. What are your thoughts on that?
He's probably been, to be honest, of all the players on that Everton squad, he's probably been one of the best players. That really stood out for me. So
Totally agree.
he's going to be my number one ranking. So he's going to be at the top.
Okay. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest.
I reckon he's probably a 10. 10 for me.
Totally agree. A 10 for me. Incredible goalkeeper. Okay. Moving on next to Jake O'Brien. Came in under David Moyes. Didn't start under Sean Dyche. How do you rate his season? And why do you rate it? Okay, I rate Jake a 10. He's had 2 goals since starting under David Moyes. Come in, had a difficult job on his hands like David Moyes. But again, he's done amazing. So huge credit to him. So 10. He gets a 10.
I reckon a 9 because he needs to improve, I reckon.
Why? Where does he need to improve on why?
I just think my perspective, I reckon he just needs to improve his tackles. I know he's really good at tackling, but I reckon he needs to do some more, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
But I personally think a 9.
Okay. Next one up, Seamus Coleman. He's had an up and down season with injuries, but I do feel sorry for him. But because he's a club legend, and I'm going to give him a 10 because he's done arguably amazing because he's given the management team talk. Him and Leighton Baines when Sean Dyche was sacked managing the Petersburg game. And he done fairly well, but Seamus a 10 because he's a legend.
I have to do that as well, mate. I have to.
Okay. Next one, Ashley Young. I think Ashley Young has been incredible since the sacking of Sean Dyche. Arguably had a couple of bad spells, but getting a couple of goals for Everton this season, I'm going to give him a 6.6. But needs to do much better, but arguably done great.
Funny enough, you'll be surprised by this. I'm going to give him a 7.
Why?
Because some of his goals that he scored for us have been really good. So I reckon do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Next up, for Everton, Nathan Patterson. What do you rate that season?
I reckon a 10, but it's either a 10 or a 9 because of his injuries.
Okay. For me, Nathan Patterson, 1, absolute abysmal. A, he's too slow. B, he hasn't got the mentality. And C, he brings nothing to the football club offering for David Moyes. So arguably, I'm going to give him a 1.
Wow.
That's my thoughts. Over to you.
I reckon it'll be, and I reckon from my perspective, I reckon it's going to be a 2.
Why?
He just needs to get back to fitness, improve all his training, get on the pitch and actually play brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree, John. He needs more. He needs to be more strongly on the ball. The passion. He's too slow. He gets run out, and that needs to improve. And I think in a couple of months to come, and arguably into next season, with Moyes at the club, he'll improve.
I think
moving on now to Tarky. I'm going to give him a 10. He's a leader. He's the captain. And also, that goal in the Merseyside derby was absolutely amazing. That was one of the best games I've ever watched at Goodison Park.
I'm definitely giving credit for him for that. So I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10 as well. Because he's been a brilliant captain for the club. And he's been really good. Just love having a captain like that. Knows what to do.
Oh, yeah. But arguably, mate, with him as well, with Tarky, watching that goal, you'll never watch that goal again.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was absolute, amazing. But again, he's had a great season. Under Sean Dyche as well, under David Moyes. Arguably, he's been one of the best in our squad.
Yeah.
Alongside with Jared Branthwaite. But talking about Jared Branthwaite now, in one moment, what do you rate Tarky?
10 out of 10, definitely. He's probably been one of our best players from getting 10 out of 10.
Okay. What's been the best part for you this season with him?
Some of the tackles that he just does is unbelievable. He's just brilliant with the ball sometimes. But that goal that he done at the Merseyside derby was absolutely mental.
Yeah, you can tell why he did it, because he had to pull against what was the team before we played? Liverpool.
Oh,
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game, he was literally piss poor.
Yeah.
Then he says sorry by scoring that screamer of a goal.
That was absolutely mental.
Yeah. Moving on now to Jared Branthwaite. Before we get anywhere, he's a 10 for me, because he tackles, decent challenges, some goals this season, and let me tell you, arguably one of the best defender in the Premier League, and in fact that could go down in Premier League history. What we've seen over recent months and years with Jared Branthwaite, he's a fighter, and he's somebody will do dirty challenges, but also great challenges. So for me, he's had a really
Totally agree with you.
Season. Sorry, go on, over to you.
I would definitely say a 10 as well, because some of his tackles, you go 1v1 with him, you can put the tackle on half him. Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant player. And we look forward to having him soon.
Okay, next up, Michael Keane.
Ooh. You'll be surprised by this, you know.
Okay, so for me, Michael Keane had a very, very, very bad season in the first half of the season under Sean Dyche. But all the players had a really abysmal under Sean Dyche. But when Moyes came in, he's improved, especially towards the end of the season. Getting a goal, great defender, great running from him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even made any errors. So for me, Mike, you're going to be surprised now, people. I'm going to give Michael Keane a 7.5, an average number, because he's an average player, if you don't mind me saying. But because he's had a really good middle of the season under Moisey, that's why I give him, because he got the goal, he does some decent tackles, challenge, and he like puts himself to the opposition. I'll be like, I'm not scared. Like, just keep her calm at the back with Jared, Tarky, O'Brien, and Mikalenko, and thingies go. Go on, over to you.
I would rate him a 6.
Okay. Why?
I just think like all the players, I just think like some of them need to like think and then see what they can do better. I just think they can do so much better if they had like more play time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally agree, John. Totally agree.
I just think that's what some of them need. Some of them
Okay.
need just like an extra boost.
Yeah. Okay, people, moving on. This is my favorite one to do right now.
I think I can guess.
Until we get to my favorite player, and that will come after the midfield. So, without further ado, Vitaly Mikalenko, piss poor under Sean Dyche at times. David Moyes comes in, and boy, David Moyes gets the best out of this one player in Vitaly Mikalenko. He's been an absolute credit to himself, and it's an honour to watch him play for our football club.
You want me to do my rating first?
Hang on, because with Mikalenko, you get all different Mikalenko's. You get an amazing challenging one who challenged for the ball, who put a decent cross in and scores goals. Or you get a very bad one who gives the ball away, who gets a yellow card, gives penalties away. And that. But absolute done his best under David Moyes. So for me, I'm going to give him a 10 because he's done amazing, absolute amazing. And he should be proud of himself this season, Mikalenko. Go on, John. Give us yours.
I think it's going to be a 10 as well. He's been amazing. He's probably been like one of the. He's another player that can do brilliant for us as well. And I reckon in that new stadium, he's going to put a tackle on that half.
Oh, yeah, he will. That's Mikalenko. Right. That is the defence done.
Want me to do midfield?
Okay, midfield now. Let's start, John, with you first. Let's start with James Garner.
Get in there, lad.
Go on.
Right.
Give us yours.
I'm going to give him a 9. I just think he could improve a little bit better. Just to get that number 10, I reckon he could like improve a little bit. So I reckon a 9 from me. What do you reckon?
I'm going to give him a 5.5. He has been poor this season quite a bit since his injury. But under Sean Dyche, he's been significant good. But again, because he hasn't been the same since his big injury, but he does try and put himself about works. But I think that he needs to do a hell much better. So I give him that. Right. Idrissa Gana Gueye, John, what you rate him and why?
I'm definitely giving him a 10 out of 10. He's brilliant on the ball. He knows how to shoot and he knows how to put a tackle in. So 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay. 10 out of 10 Idrissa Gana Gueye. Puts himself about. Decent challenges, tackles, runs with the ball towards goal, and he's got quality about him. Next up is Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Oh, that's a tricky one, that one.
Okay, I'm going to give him an 8.8 because how well he played against Forest.
Yeah.
He gets that because of his lack of quality, his goals, his movement, his momentum. He shows blue blood, sweat, tears on the badge, and that's all we can ask for.
It is
blue blood, sweat, tears. It's a hard one, but
yeah,
he's had a decent season under Moyes and Sean Dyche, arguably, especially under Moyes.
I gotta give him an 8 because he's done amazing for the club. That's all I can say because I can't think of anything else. So I'm just gonna give him an 8.
Okay, next up, Ola Mangala. I'm going to give him a 6. Decent running, but I haven't seen that much, so I can't really say anything on that. So I'm going to have to leave it like that. Go on, John.
Okay. I'll do the same as you, 6, because I haven't seen him play that much either.
Okay. One more we've got in midfield. Then we've done the midfield. Then we move to the wingers, then the strikers. So next up, Tim Inabuman.
I would say a 9, because I reckon he's played all right for us.
Okay. This is an interesting one for me. I'm going to actually give him a 10. Works, fight, shows mentality, gets the ball, dribbles right up, pushes up, covers well, and doesn't get outrun. Arguably doesn't. So 10.
Okay.
Right. Midfield is done. Now for the exciting. My favourite player in the number 10 role, Charlie Alcaraz. Okay. I'm going to give him 10 out of 10. I love him. He's skillful. He's fast. He puts himself about. He scores lots of goals. And I tell you what, he wears that fucking badge with pride. No Everton player does that much, apart from Alcaraz and Ilman and Jai. But my favourite player, Charlie Alcaraz, he's an absolute star. Like, the quality, the pieces, the lot. So much works, fights for the club, fights for the badge, week in, week out, and puts it together. And I want to thank him for it because he's an absolute, I've got no words to sum him up. He is an incredible footballer. And I'll tell you what, he's got to be someone big, and I love him. So, Alcaraz, I love you, brother. Up the fucking toffees, lad. Okay, 10 out of 10 for me. Go on, John. Over to you too.
I would say 10 out of 10 as well, because he knows how to put a tackle in. He knows how to outrun players and send them to the floor. He knows how to score goals. So I would definitely say 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Next up, Ilman Ndiaye. You
Yeah,
go
I will
first.
do this one first. This is one of my best players of all time. Ever since I was an Evertonian, and ever since he's joined the club. So I would say definitely a 10 out of 10 for me because he knows how to shoot, knows how to score players, knows how to pull a tackle in, and he knows how to one-touch ball. So I'm definitely choosing 10 for him.
Oh, yeah. Right. Ilman and Jai for me, 10 out of 10. Skillful, fast, outruns the opposition, fights, shows mentality, shows what this club is all about, finding quality,
Yeah.
scoring, the lot. Skillerman and Jai is literally another Lukaku, but a hell lot better.
Yeah.
Since David Moyes and under Sean Dyche have been absolute amazing. So I have to rate him 10 out of 10. Okay, next up, Dwight McNeil.
I would say he has had a little wobble of the season because of his injuries. So
But he
because
was
of
really
that,
good under Sean Dyche as well.
so I'm
Towards
going,
like the Bournemouth. When we were winning 2-0, then we collapsed and lost 3-2 against Bournemouth.
I'm going to put him at number 9 because he could improve better a little bit.
What?
He could improve better, couldn't he? So I'm going to do it's between 8 or 9. So I'll probably choose.
I'm going to be really harsh on him. I'm going to give him a 5 because he's had a great season under Moyes, but under Sean Dyche, he was poor. He was lacking the quality, and footballers shouldn't be lacking the quality. Should be scoring, and plus, before he was injured, he didn't really score as many as he should do. But for me, I like his set pieces. We do much better with him with taking the set pieces and that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think he shits himself too much towards goal at times.
He just panics.
But you might think that's harsh. What?
He just panics. That's the one thing that players sometimes do. Panic.
Yeah, and we can't afford that at all.
Nah.
Okay, next up, Jack Harrison.
You'll be surprised by this, you know.
Go on.
Right, I'm going to give him. This is going to sound really harsh, but I have to do this. I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay.
Because he hasn't played that well, but he could improve better. Like his passing, shooting. So I reckon a 6 for me.
Okay. I'm going to give him. I'll probably get shot down in the comments for saying this. I'll probably get moaned down in the comments. I'm going to give Jack Harrison an 8. Yes, he has been awful for most of the season.
Wow.
But one spell against Nottingham Forest until the rest of the season, even in the Merseyside derby, he's been fantastic, and I feel for him. Do I think that he's the right man to take Everton forward? No. But the reason I give him an 8, because he's been fantastic against Forest, especially that game. The whole Everton squad were absolute amazing then. But Liverpool, Arsenal, he's been amazing. He finally got a goal for us against Wolves. 1 goal, though, that is poor. But his passing is much better. He's working very hard. And that. So
his confidence levels are very good.
Yeah, I've got to give him credit where it's due, and that's why I give him an 8. Just for them couple of games. Okay, moving on. last winger. Then we move on to the four strikers. I mean, the three strikers. Illerman, Jesper Lindstrom.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Okay, I'll go first. A
Go on.
2. Jesper Lindstrom, a 2. Poor all season. Offered really nothing. No mentality. No, basically offered nothing. So I'm going to keep that short and sweet. A 2.
Same.
Okay. Up front, number 9, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'm going to give him a 1. Injured, scored 1 goal. The mentality is poor. I don't know what's wrong with him, why he's not scoring. But he hasn't been the same since Ancelotti left. So a 1. Over to you, John.
I will give him. I'll give him a 2.
All right, why?
Because I reckon he could improve. Even though he is not so good now. I reckon he could try and improve himself a little bit better.
On what?
On shooting and fitness.
Okay, right. Ole, 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 Beto. 10 out of 10. He's had a 15 to 14 spell of scoring 14 goals for Everton to having the worst start to his Everton career. But Beto is big, will fight against the opposition, will actually go to you, fight with all his might. Shows capacity, shows momentum, shows mentality is strong and all of that. But Beto has been one of the best strikers Everton have signed in a long time. So 10 out of 10.
I'd say 10 out of 10 as well. Beto has been a brilliant player scoring. He knows how to go 1v1 against a player. Sometimes he can mess it up a little bit, but then he comes out next game and scores. So I'll say 10 out of 10 as well.
Okay. The last player now, Armando Broja. I'm going to give him a 0.0. Offers nothing. Runs like a headless chicken. He reminds me of Solomon Rondon. And 0 goals from him. 0 assists. And fuck the yellow cards. He's had. Poor.
I totally agree with you.
Okay. Next up, David Moyes. David Moyes. He's got red hair, but we don't care. David Moyes. 10 out of 10. Arguably one of the best managers this football club could ever have. The winning, the passion, the fight, the mentality, everything. He doesn't slag the fans off. He doesn't slag the players off.
Yep.
He's honest. He's open-minded. And yeah, I love him. And all I can say is, David Moyes. David Moyes. He's got red hair, but we don't care. David Moyes. Go on, John. 10 out of 10 for me. Go on, over to you.
I'm definitely going to give him a 10 out of 10 because last season we struggled very badly. But ever since we got David Moyes, he's probably been one of the best managers we've had.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay. How well do you think he's done? I think he's done magical. Keeping us up. From when Sean Dyche was sacked, just 1 point off the relegation. He comes in, get Everton going in a heartbeat like that to keep an Everton up, and I will be ever and ever grateful. I'm not bothered that he left us, but he's come back now. That's the main thing, and he saved us from.
That was a massive.
Basically, David Moyes has saved us from dying from this football club. from dying, fixing to this football club. As he said, this football club was broken and it doesn't feel like that anymore. And that's how much I love you, Davy Moyes. I love him to pieces like he's me dad. That's how much I love him. So, Davy Moyes, Davy Moyes. He's got red hair, but we don't care. Davy Moyes, Davy Moyes, Davy Moyes. He's got grey hair, but we don't care. Davy Moyes. Okay, people, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, leave your comments, up the fucking toffees. And all I can say is, Davy Moyes, Davy Moyes. He's got grey hair, but we don't care. Davy Moyes.